we're live. Welcome everybody to another edition of Weekly Reset Shenanigans. Today we're going to be going through the Cursed League time trials, which we're looking at right here. So it looks like we've got the Tombs, District Union Arena, Wall Street, and Pathway Park. And the other objectives are Black Tusks Burned and True Sons Disoriented. So we're not going to focus on these two. This will run for 2 weeks, and it resets at the weekly reset next Tuesday. So you don't have to get all 6 of these knocked out in order to get all the goodies. So it looks like we're going to be getting this Cursed League patch, all these chests, or caches rather, and then this cool trophy. Looks like a clip, almost like for a Garand or something. I like it. I want it. We're going to get it. So if you're not a huge fan of these speedruns, or you don't want to focus on the extra objectives like the Black Tusk Burn, because like who likes to fight Black Tusk, or True Sons Disoriented, you could just knock out a few of these this week and then wait for the reset, and then knock out another few of these, and that'll get you the same amount of progress. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're just going to be doing the missions themselves and not focusing on these. So something I wanted to show everybody before we start this stream is a couple of interesting interactions that were brought to my attention with various skills. The first one being the interaction with the Hive and the preservation talent on weapons. Apparently, this has been a thing for a while. I have been unaware of this thing. Let me show you. So I have the world set to normal, for those of you who are observant. Reason being is because my loadout isn't exactly min-maxed for Hive kills, and I need to actually get kills with this thing. So I'm going to hold the FAMAS in my hand. That's the weapon that has the preservation talent on it, and I'm going to toss out my Hive, and you watch it heal me as it gets kills. And I'm back to full health. So, pretty interesting interaction there. You could build around it. If you've got a really strong Hive, there's a lot of possibilities there. The other interesting interaction, and I don't know exactly how you would work this into a build, but this was also brought to my attention, is that you can proc Determined with the sniper turret. So again, you're going to need to have the weapon in your hand. In this case, I'm going to have my Determined sniper rifle in my hand here. And we're going to aim for the head. And you can see there at the bottom that Determined has been procced. And now I can use my Determined on the next target. Just like that, and it counts as a headshot. So I don't know exactly how you would work that into a build, but there you go. There's the information. Do with it as you see fit. Sniper turret procs Determined. Fun fact. Alright, with that out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and set the world back to heroic before I forget that I have it set to normal. Actually, we're going to set it to hard, because that's what the challenges are. Speedrun challenges. Oops, not that. And then we're going to go check out the vendors and see what they have this week. Hey, Rich. Yeah, 4-year-old game working as intended. Yeah, right, exactly. Glitch or feature? Glitch or feature? The big question. Now, I will say that Determined seems to be working as intended now. And this was within my last, like, 30 seconds interaction in the shooting range here. I'm gonna actually, just to confirm this, I'm gonna switch to my hotshot build real quick, like. So the way Determined is supposed to work is you get the headshot, it procs the Determined talent, you get the body shot, it consumes the talent, and you have to reproc it. So you basically kind of have to go back and forth between head and body, head and body, head and body. It's still a really strong trait, or talent, should I say. But what was happening was you get one headshot and then you could just chain body / headshots indefinitely. But I believe they fixed that. Okay, it's not actually proccing determined, so I need to... They did not fix that. So when this happens, all you do is you switch off the weapon and you switch back onto it, and it should fix it. At least it's worked for me the last few times. Let's see if this fixes it. Glitcher feature, right? Glitcher feature. Okay, so now it's working. You can see in the bottom middle of my screen, you can see the determined talent on the far right-hand side. It's been procced. So now what should happen is when I shoot him in the body, it should consume it and it should go away. And indeed it did. So consumed it, went away. So this is how it should be functioning. So they did fix it. So this is going to change probably a few people's builds. Potentially. This might turn people off to the whole determined thing. Now that they can no longer indefinitely chain body shots. So that's a good thing, I think. Let's face it, that was broken. That was the most broken thing.
We apologize for the inconvenience.
Okay, vendor time. We're going to start with the countdown vendor. See what's new, what's happening. What is a must-have this week? Well, new reliable. I have played around with this off and on. The 30% weapon handling is pretty nice on an LMG. But you're sacrificing a damage talent, so it just depends on, you know, what build you're going to use it for. This isn't a bad pickup, honestly. The rolls could be a little higher, at least on the LMG damage, but this is good. I would grab this. Force multiplier. Most people are going to use this with damaged or skill damage and skill haste rolled as attributes, but if you've got a status effect build going, not a bad pickup. Otherwise, I would say that's a pass. And then, let's see, the Mozambique. I run this on pretty much every headshot build I have, because it's quite strong. So I would pick this up if you don't already have one. You just re-roll that attribute to damage targets out of cover or headshot damage. Honestly, I've experimented with the attribute to headshot damage versus damage targets out of cover, and I get very similar damage numbers. So whichever one, I'm sure would work just fine if you're using this for a headshot build. But I wouldn't say that's necessarily a must-have. Like how many of us are actually going to use the pistol? Oh, look, another force multiplier. Okay. This one's got very similar rolls. Let's see, SOCOM. Interesting skill attributes on a Overlord backpack. Unique but not ideal.
Nice doing business with you.
Let's see. Rich, you took 4 newbies through Legendary yesterday. Nice. 6 Dr. Holmes dropped in one session. Unusual to say the least. Yeah, I would say. That's a little wild. Let's check out the clan vendor.
Always good to see you.
Hey, contractor's gloves. So if you don't already have like a dozen of these, this is a must-have. These are best in slot. So grab one. You could just re-roll that Has-Pro to whatever you need, and you're good to go. Let's see, those are all passes. M870, 511, Group of Sombra, Walker with a spotter. Not terrible. This has some potential. You've got the spotter talent on there. You could just re-roll that explosive resistance. Use this on a spotter build. Not a terrible pickup. This isn't a bad pickup either. For Petrov, if you're running an LMG build, it's got weapon handling already rolled on there, and LMGs need a lot of help with weapon handling. So this isn't bad, just right out of the box. Pass on that, and this is a max rolled +1 cluster mines. If you don't already have it, there is one at the clan vendor. Let's check on the campus. Let's see. Rich. Are we still getting the doctor home that they promised us? That's a good question. I honestly don't have an answer. I do not know. I don't recall seeing any mention of that in patch notes or anything, so I think your guess is as good as mine. Okay, here's a must-have right here. Picaro's holster for sale. It's got max rolled armor, core attribute. And of course, it's got the weapon damage that's baked in to this particular named piece. So you can reroll that Hasbro to whatever you need, and you're good to go. No need to optimize. So I'd grab that if you don't already have one. 700. Any max rolled skills? So here's a max rolled +4 stim charges for your hive, if you don't already have it.
Always a pleasure to do business.
All right, not much going on at that vendor. Let's check out the theater settlement. Oh yeah, I do remember that, Rich. But I haven't seen any follow-ups on it, to be honest. I'm not sure what they're doing.
I want a deal too. Let's do some business.
Sulebre. Perfect jazz hands. So this is some pretty low rolls, and honestly, this is kind of a lackluster named name shotgun. I would probably pass on that one. M16, the weapon that could be.
Hi there.
Skill damage, no. Not a bad China Light knees. You could reroll that Hasbro to skill damage. This would be pretty good on an explosives build. Here's another max rolled cluster mines +1. Okay, not much going on there. Let's check out the new vendor down at the castle. And then we will check out the Dark Zone vendors. For those of you daring enough to have Dark Zone currency to spend at Dark Zone vendors. Designated hitter. This is quite popular with legendary healer builds. So not a bad pickup, but it has sort of niche applications. There. Nope. Here's a +1 ammo for your chem launcher. That is a max roll. Okay. Time for some Dark Zone vendors. We'll start off with DZ West.
Hey, agent.
Hey, the
Good to
Virginian.
see you.
This is a great rifle. Very rare to come by. So if you got the currency, I would definitely encourage you to pick this up. Add it to your collection. Let's see. What else I got here? There's another +1 cluster mine. Okay.
Glad we could come to some arrangement.
So Virginian, definitely a must-have. Let's check out DZ South. Well, stuff going on in there.
Nice to see you.
Door Kicker's Knock. You don't see this drop very often. Unfortunately, the rules on this one are not great. Although I will say, putting a skill talent on a damage gear set is kind of an odd choice. Just period. I can't say I've seen many people use Door Kicker's Knock for anything. Let's see. Bunch of lackluster stuff. D&H backpack with a bloodsucker. That is usable. It's not, well, it's usable. Let's just say that. This is an interesting role for a D&H. And nothing for the mods. The Enforcer. Yeah, the Enforcer was a pre-order bonus, I believe. So unless you pre-ordered the game way back when, I don't think there's any way to actually get your hands on it. At least right now. They might eventually add it to the loot pool. I'm actually kind of surprised they haven't yet. But I'd love to get my hands on an Enforcer.
Welcome, Agent.
Wow, claws out. Look at those rolls. This is a must-have. I would say this is my pick of the week right here. If you've got the currency for this, grab one. This is cool. It's already got critical hit chance on there. I couldn't have asked for better rolls on this piece. You can just re-roll that core attribute to weapon damage. Or, you know, keep it skill tier. I'd grab a couple of these, honestly. This is great. Let's see what else they got. Nope. Another +1 ammo if you'd rather spend your DZ currency to get one than currency.
Thanks.
Okay. And that does it for the vendors. So I'd say definitely get yourself a claws out. Get yourself a Virginian. And then I'd say those are probably the two must-haves. The rest of them, there's a couple of nice ones, but those are like the must-haves from this week, I would say. Okay, so for those of you who just joined the chat, just let me show you something real quick. A couple of interesting skill interactions. Skill plus talent interactions that are happening in the game currently. Even after the patch. This was happening before the patch, but they clearly didn't see fit to change it. So the first interaction is going to be between the... Well, actually, I need to switch builds real quick. Between the Stinger Hive and the Preservation talent. Let me just go back to my triple threat build here. I'm just going to slap on a Stinger Hive. And we're set to hard, so this should be able to kill stuff just fine. I'm going to equip my Preservation FAMAS for demonstrative purposes here. Nope, not that one. There we go. So, of course, the key is to actually have the weapon out in your hand. Let me damage myself. There we go. Alright, so my weapon's in my hand. I'm going to toss a stinger out into this group of dudes. And watch my health. Kinda cool, no? I'm back to full health. So, if you've got a good Stinger Hive build, it looks like it's quite worth your while to at least have one of your weapons rolled to Preservation. So when you toss that sucker out, you're getting some mad heals as you kill the enemies. The other interesting interaction that we have discovered is that the sniper turret will proc Determined. Now, I can't tell you off the top of my head what use this would have build-wise. But the option is there. So I'm going to switch this over to... let's see, where is it? My Determined sniper rifle. Way at the bottom. There it is. Well, first let me make sure Determined is proccing. It's not. So I will now switch off the weapon and switch back on in order to fix that. Okay, now it's working. Working as intended, quote unquote. Alright, so we'll get rid of Determined. Deploy the turret. Whoops, that is not the button I meant to hit. Nope, that's also not the button I meant to hit. That's okay. So you can see at the bottom of my screen, it has actually procced determined. And I can go ahead and cancel this. And look at that, it actually went away. That's new. Okay. Okay, so if I destroy it, it goes away, but if I pick it up, it stays. That's interesting. And then you can, and you heard that headshot sound. Determined was procced by the sniper rifle, or the sniper turret. Again, I'm not sure how you would apply this, or how useful this is, but the option is there. Alright, enough goofing around. Let's switch to, we're going to be doing some speed runs, so I'm just going to do, let's go with my barrel stuffer. This is kind of my go-to. Well, between that and Shepherd, I actually think I prefer barrel stuffer for most stuff. So we can do District Union. Okay. Let's check out the map. There it is, District Union Arena. Let's start off with that. All right, let's knock out some speedruns.
This is a chance to wipe out the hyena leadership in one decisive blow. Get in there and hunt them down. Every last one of them.
Let's kill them. There we go.
Try it in the field? Oh, so you're saying that it, have you tried it, Rich? Have you, tried that little interesting interaction out in the game world to see if it works? I haven't tried it personally. It was just brought to my attention, I want to say like a couple days ago, that these interactions were even happening in the first place. But I haven't had a chance to, test it out for myself. Are you talking about the sniper turrets and the hive, or just one or the other? Because I'll be very disappointed if the hive interaction doesn't work like that out in the real world. Well, the game world, not the real world. You know what I mean? Because that actually, I can see that actually having a lot of functionality. Sniper turret, not so much.
Local power offline. Circuit breaker detected.
God.
Yeah, I'll have to test that stuff out. I have a, actually have a Hive explosives build that I would need to reassemble, but if I were to take advantage of that quirk, we'll just call it a quirk, I would definitely run it on that build.
I want to see blood.
Yes, it's up to me now.
I'm loaded on him.
We're set up in the mall. They're not getting through here. Don't die, motherfucker. Not a chance.
Oh, those stairs are blocked. Trying to read while running around, it's not working out very well. Open, open, open.
Someone there? You sure about that?
He's here. How do you?
Where's this other person? Oh, there you are. Rawr!
Still there, sweetie? Hello? Fuck. Everybody get yourselves ready. This situation is serious.
Wait. Am I going the wrong way? What the hell? I'm getting all turned around. Again, this is what I get for trying to read while I'm running.
What's going on down there?
Yeah.
Diesel, are you dead too, you inbred son of a bitch? Everybody get to the arena, now!
Oh yeah, we got so much time. Easy peasy.
Airborne toxins at unsafe levels. Filters failing. Air filter function restored. Air quality acceptable.
All
Listen
day,
up.
all day.
We got devils in our house and they mean to kill us all. Stand and fight. You hear me? Stand and fight!
Don't just stand around. Great.
toxins at unsafe levels. Filters failing.
Do, 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 do. That's a game. Thank you. All right, let me catch up on your text or your comments here, Rich. Yeah, the testing range is it's like the weight scale. You know, it gives you a small picture, but it doesn't give you the whole picture. Like, if you weighed 300 pounds, but you looked great in the mirror, then who cares if you weigh 300 pounds? You know what I mean? I don't know if that's a good analogy, but it's like you can use the scale to see if your weight is moving in one direction or the other, but as far as like just looking at the overall numbers, the number doesn't tell you the whole story as far as like what your goals are, how you look. It just says whether or not the weight is going up or down, which is why you can't just rely on the numbers on the scale to tell you how you're doing. As far as like, I want to be 190 pounds. Well, what if you look great at 220 pounds? You know what I mean? Maybe that's a terrible analogy, but same with like the shooting range. Like you can tell in the shooting range if the damage numbers are going up and down or whatever, but it doesn't give you the whole picture, and it certainly doesn't give you a realistic picture of how the build will perform in like live scenarios where you're fighting moving combatants and things like that. So I guess I don't put a ton of stock in I don't put a ton of stock in the shooting range, but I know a lot of people like shooting range demonstrations. I personally don't care for shooting range demonstrations. I'd rather see gameplay demonstrations, watching somebody running around like in a mission, or doing the thing with the build to see how it performs. It says it took you a while to teach Tux, and now he does it all the time on a continuous basis out in the field, as well as firing range. Tux is a YouTuber. Yeah, I actually follow Tux. He's got some interesting content. He's very flashy too. I like his flair. I know exactly what you mean. She loves average, but with a few drinks, she looks absolutely stunning. And it's a different story in the morning, but the same scenario applies. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Okay, let's see here. What was the other time trial? I think it was in New York. I think the rest of them are here. So let's go to New York. Unique
Safe
New
area
York.
detected.
Yep, Pathway Park and Wall Street. Let's do Wall Street first, then we'll do Pathway. I always get like Vietnam flashbacks playing anything in New York, just because of all the times I've had to run. All the times I've had to run New York to get the shade points so I can get the components that I need for all my stuff, all my main character. I'm so burned out on running New York. Oh, it's actually challenging. Interesting. That's okay. You can run it on challenging.
You're coming up on Dragon's
Oh, none taken,
outer
Rich.
perimeter.
None taken.
Remember,
Hurry it up.
you're only here
Get
for
that shit
Dragov.
inside.
But if you find his supply depot, raid it. Denying Dragov that stockpile will also deny Keener crucial support.
Be careful. I still don't like the idea of throwing you to the wolves, no matter how much we want Dragov for his role in the City Hall attack.
Christmas ham.
Christmas ham, that sounds good.
Radio intercepted.
I hear gunfire. Report.
Loading area by Broad Street is under attack. It's the division.
Sell the gate. Use the APC. Do not let them raid the stockpile.
I sure hope some new stuff is coming to Division 2 soon, because oh, this trickle content is not great. Just thought I'd throw that out there. Wait, is there somebody up here? There's somebody up here. It's like, I swore there's somebody still up here. No! I have so many questions. Right, I go here. Oh, Division needs more content. Needs more content. Desperately.
Protect that stockpile.
Rich, I can feel myself getting burned out.
Personally.
I can feel it. I don't like it. Like, I love this game to death. It
Get
just
that stockpile, Agent. Everything you take from
seems
them
to just
is
be a
something
general
they can't
lack of
send
things to do
Keener.
right now. It makes me sad.
Fly. I don't care what it takes. Take them out.
Reaching to the stockpile.
So I've been
now.
playing a lot of Destiny. I mean, honestly,
Hostiles drawing near.
you know, having not played Destiny for years, there's just so much content. And I've just been playing on one of my characters, one of 3. And I'm only now starting to catch up.
I have to move back.
Hostiles incoming. Hostiles drawing near. Hostiles approaching.
Rich, what do you mean? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see the message beforehand. With building using?
Hostiles drawing near.
Hold on. I can't read and do this at the same time. I'm so bad at multitasking.
Incoming.
Like, I love this franchise to death. And I want to see it succeed. And I want all the Division stuff. I'm excited for Homeland. I really don't care for the mobile game, so I can't really say that I'm excited for that. But I am excited for the, I guess, the attention to the franchise that mobile game is going to bring. I know there's a lot of people that really like mobile games. I unfortunately am not one of them. So for that part, I'm excited. You know, I'm sure there's a lot of people that don't know the Division even exists. So that will be good for the franchise as a whole.
Stockpile's lost. No response from Duchess.
But this game has needed a
They killed
Warlords of New York sized expansion for a while now. Just like a big, juicy chunk of content to keep us occupied for a long time. Because this little seasonal stuff is just not. Like, I'm gonna knock out all these speedruns in an hour. And that's it. That's all the new stuff for this entire week. And it's like, oof. But that's, you know, that's why I have other games in rotation and stuff too. And, you know, I've been very guilty of like no-lifing a single game until I can't stand playing it anymore. And I know that's not healthy. Oh man, you're gonna make me backtrack to get this guy. It's good to have variety. Variety is the spice of life. So you shouldn't just no-life a single game ad nauseum. I think having several games to enjoy is ideal. But that said, even with several games on rotation, the game still has to have a decent amount of content to keep people engaged. Even for people like me who, you know, work full time, have a family, have social obligations, and all that stuff. I still have a pretty decent chunk of time to play video games.
And load it up. It's time to take back control.
Careful, Agent. Take your time. You don't need to rush this.
Push up. Time to mop up the riffraff here. DX12 still crashing. I'm not entirely sure what DX12 even is, to be honest. I'm assuming that's a PC thing. I can't really weigh in on that. I just play on the Xbox. I'm one of them filthy console gamers, you know.
Dragov is holed up in the exchange, but it looks like it's locked down tight. You might be able to gain access from the scaffolding across the street.
I mean, it is interesting to me how PCs had these repeated crashing issues for like months now. And I don't think anybody on consoles had the same issue. Running. Just die tired. No.
Blow this shit! Let's fuck him up!
And I'm also kind of surprised it's taken them this long to get those crashes fixed. I know that they've consolidated their staff, you know, by closing some of the smaller studios. So you'd think that they would have reallocated some more to... I don't think it's a small group doing Division anymore. So that whole... I guess that whole excuse for, you know, we're a tiny team, we only have so much time on our hands. I don't think that really applies anymore, so... When stuff doesn't get done in a timely manner, I'm just kind of like, well... What's your excuse, guys? Love reloading twice. Hey, Dubsta. Yep, us filthy console players gotta stick together. Against the PC master race. Who's gonna laugh at my jokes? I've never heard that voice line. That's funny. I swear I'll catch up with the chat here as soon as I'm done with this, guys. I'm just trying to focus, and I'm really terrible at multitasking. I can see like the really short ones. I can read the really short comments and respond to them well enough, but the longer ones I'm gonna have to get to here in a minute. Somebody behind me. there's not.
Division's heading towards the exchange.
Hold them off. I'll strap up and deal with this personally. Ron, Knuckles, you're with me.
Unknown network detected.
Bastards have killed your brothers, murdered your sisters, imprisoned you,
We got plenty of time to finish this one up too.
Are you gonna take that? Did we take this place and throw these rich bastards at a Wall Street for nothing? Then show the division that they can't touch us. Show me what you're made of.
Moving around. Some more ammo here for the boss fight, I think.
Real clever. Give me.
Super clever.
It's time. The division's reign of terror ends here and now.
Oh, the nice, I agree 100%. I get PTSD. I'm getting PTSD from doing this so many times. Like, it's having run this 1,000 times just to get all those shade watch points. I'm over it. Like, I can't stomach the thought of having to do this again. I don't think I will. But,
If I gotta kill you twice, I'm gonna make it hurt twice as bad.
just dump a bunch of ammo. Oh, there's somebody back there on a minigun? I thought I got everybody. Apparently not. Oops, come on. Here we go. Get off the minigun. I can use it. Where are these other people coming from?
Minigun power restored.
Through these guys the hard way, right through their shields. I don't recall these little NPCs showing up during the boss fight. I thought it was just the 3 bosses. This is kind of new. Want to get rid of your little buddy here. There we go. Goodbye, buddy. Now for you.
Taking the shot.
Minigun power restored.
Get down here.
Rogue agent deceased.
Get off the minigun. There we go. Okay, now I can catch up with the chat.
Incoming backup request.
Okay, I can grab all this. Or rather, just break it down. Okay, alright, let's see. Where was I? Oh, there's a bunch. Which build am I using? Okay, so this is my barrel stuffer build. I can't even talk. I swear I need more coffee. It's just your basic Hunter's Fury build. There's really nothing special about it. Pretty much everybody kind of builds it this way with the Memento backpack. 4-piece Hunters. I have the named Badger Tough chest piece, the 0S. Doesn't have to be named. You just get that extra 5% armor when it breaks. And I believe the cooldown is slightly less. I think it's like 5 seconds less on the cooldown. Don't quote me on that. I'm not 100%. Actually, do I have another one here in my bag that I could? Yeah. Okay, it is. Okay, so it's 5 seconds less cooldown 5% more armor is repaired versus the normal unbreakable. And then, of course, Scorpio, because why not? It's the best exotic in the game, in my humble opinion. I do have it expertise to 20. Something to keep in mind if you're getting different damage numbers from me. And I found with personal experimentation that 4 armor cores is perfect for this. More makes you feel weak. Less makes you feel weak. But 4 is perfect as far as survivability goes. So that in combination with the, with the perfectly unbreakable and the memento backpack, once it's at full stacks, you're pretty unstoppable with this build. I do have the Dark Winter. It doesn't have to be the Dark Winter. You could just run a regular submachine gun with killer on it. Get very similar effects. Excuse me. And I am running the Striker Shield to get that extra damage when I'm up in everything's face, because that's the point of this whole build. And then, of course, I'm running the Blinder Firefly, both as defense to get out of sticky situations and to close the gap between me and enemies that are far away, because I'm very limited with my weapon selection. So if I need to cover a large open area with very little cover, instead of just popping the shield and running at a snail's pace, I can just blind everything that's shooting at me and then sprint across the open cover to get to them. Works very well. Highly recommend Blinder. I think it's a very underutilized skill. I do have this also expertised. You can see that the blind duration at skill tier 1 is 8.6 seconds. That's quite a chunk of time. So very useful. But yeah, so Rich, that should answer your question. This is what I'm using for my speed runs. Let's see. There are other games coming. Yes, there is. This has honestly been the year of solid game releases. I mean, it's been a while. I think I was actually talking to one of my friends yesterday at work about the last time a solid game was released that I really enjoyed. And I think it was back when, I came to the conclusion that it was back when Doom came out, Doom Eternal, and Animal Crossing were released in 2020. That was the last time there were good games released in a year. The rest of the games, like Division, Destiny, they've been around for a while, but they're getting updates. So I didn't really count those as far as like just new releases. That was the last time. But now this year we've got just a ton of games. Diablo 4. I'm excited for Bolter. I know a lot of people are probably not excited for that game, but I'm excited for Bolter. Space Marine 2 is going to come out this year. Again, probably not a game a lot of people are excited for, but it's, I'm a huge Warhammer person. So I'm totally nerding out that they're doing a Space Marine 2 this year. We've got Zelda, we've got Jedi Survivor, we had Hogwarts Legacy. I guess technically that was last year, right? November-ish is when it was released, something like that. And there's probably other titles I'm thinking of that I can't remember right now. But yeah, year of the games. This is great. This has been a good year. There's just a lot to sink your teeth into. Let's see. Denai says Division needs new content. At this point, I'm just playing it on autopilot. 100%. That is exactly my sentiments too. And again, I'm not trying to get onto like the complaining train. Obviously, if you were to tell somebody, like say somebody who's not a gamer, and you're just like, I'm playing this game, but I'm really bored with it. I feel like I'm just going through the motions. Literally, everybody's going to tell you, well, just play something else or stop playing it, right? That's going to be their natural reaction. And they're right to a certain degree. They're right. Play something else or don't play it. Because it's supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to feel like a chore. It's not supposed to feel like a farming simulator. I mean, this is our downtime activity. This is our stress reliever. This is our, it's supposed to be fun. And if it stops being fun, you should consider stopping playing it. So that's my 2 cents on that. Let's see. Rich says, are you sure money on the best use of time that you have? So therefore it's better for you. I'll be honest with you. I'm in the same boat, but much higher shade level. Yeah, it's been a grind. There are certain elements of the grind that are enjoyable, but for the most part, it is kind of a chore. And I cannot run Woni again. I just can't. I've run it so many times and I'm just like, guys, I'm over it. I don't want to ever do it again. I can't. Rich says Division Mobile, we could run it through a mobile phone and put it on a TV screen, something to keep in mind. And I have considered that, Rich, I have. But honestly, from the gameplay that I've seen of the Division Mobile title, it just doesn't seem that great, question mark, just period. Like for a mobile game, it looks stellar. Like, wow, this is something I can play on my phone. But as far as like, if I'm going to, go to all the trouble to hook up a controller and put it through the TV and, potentially stream it, of course, because I am a Division streamer, so I'd be silly not to if I was going to play it. It just doesn't seem like something I would be interested in playing, just in general, whether it's on the phone or ported through the TV or whatever you want to call it. Let's see. You said that you're going to purchase the new Jedi game next week, Ultimate Edition, or whatever's the highest. Yes, and I actually just pre-ordered. Survivor this morning. I decided on going with the standard edition instead of which is the $70 version versus the $90 version, which is the deluxe, which is the one you're talking about. Just because the cosmetics seem kind of underwhelming, or at least not worth the extra $20 to me. Again, that's just my personal preference. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of cosmetics in game. They're going to look, I guess, more interesting than the smuggler aesthetic that they're kind of going for. But again, there's nothing against your tastes or anything like that. It's just for me personally, it just wasn't worth the extra $20. And you don't get early access for purchasing either version. So it's it really just boils down to whether or not you want those extra little cosmetics that come with the game or not. And for me personally, I don't particularly care for them. So I just got the regular version. But I'm very excited for it. Couple weeks, it's going to be out. Very excited to start playing that. I will 100% be streaming it day one. And then, of course, we'll be trying to get our fill with the Jedi Survivor content until Diablo 4 comes out. So that gives us a solid, couple months, month and a half, something along those lines. Because I feel like I'm probably going to be playing a lot of Diablo 4. Like, it's a pretty big world. There's a lot of classes to play with, a lot of different play styles. I've been following the updates from the devs on all the changes that they're making, and it looks absolutely solid. They are 100% listening to community feedback and making appropriate changes. So bravo to the devs for that. I think more companies should really take notice and follow in their footsteps. They'd have much better products if they did. X Defiant coming to the system shortly. Yes, I will be trying X Defiant. I don't know if it's going to be one of those games that's going to hook me and I'm going to want to, play a ton of. But it's free, so, I got nothing to lose. I might as well. And I do like first-person shooters, and I did play COD for the longest time, and I'm getting very big COD vibes from it. Kind of like COD meets, I don't know, Overwatch, maybe a little bit. So that should be interesting. Plus, it's got the Division stuff within it, the cleaners and stuff. And I saw the Robo-Dog. And I guess one of the maps is from the Division as well. I'm not really sure which one, to be honest, but it looks interesting and I will play it for sure. And I agree with the crossplay. It should have been Division 2 should have been crossplay from the beginning. Dubsta says, I know everyone plays different, but I like to sit back and relax when gaming. I do too. I'm not a huge fan of super sweaty gaming sessions, which is why I'm not much of a PvPer. I find PvP to be very stressful, especially when there's, it's unavoidable. You're going to encounter the lobbies of griefers, the teabaggers, the people that'll send you the nasty messages. And that's not particularly fun for me. Which is why, I stay out of the dark zone. There's a lot of griefing and a lot of shenanigans that happens in there. I'm just not for that, so I just avoid it. I like casual PvP modes. I'll just use Destiny as an example, like the Mayhem game type, ton of fun. The Scorched game type, ton of fun. But that's because they're like party game modes. They're not super serious. And anybody can do well in those game modes. You don't have to be super skilled at the game in order to get a bunch of kills and to feel like you're having a good time. Let's see. Dubsta says doing Wony runs is soul destroying. 100% agree with that. How was I killing the named bosses hunters before the Scorpio was introduced? It made them so much easier. To be honest, I took a long break from the Division. And I think I actually left before the Scorpio was ever introduced, if I'm remembering correctly. So I have no good answer. I don't remember back that far. I took a solid year and a half, almost 2 years, if I'm getting my timelines correct, from playing the Division. I got, I was a day one player. I played for a little bit. I got burned out really fast, and then I left to play other stuff. And then there was a bunch of updates, and I came back, and it feels completely different from when it was originally launched in a good way. So I really can't weigh in on that. Dubsta says I use the apartment on my hunter's build. It's expertise 22. Absolutely. If I were to recommend 2 exotics that you should dump all of your exotic components into, and expertise the crap out of, it would be Scorpio and the capacitor. I think that as far as value goes, that these are the top 2 exotics in the game. Again, that's just my opinion. What was the big announcement everybody was hyping up? Still not announced. I haven't seen anything yet, Christian. I know that the 17.2 update went live today. There was, I posted the patch notes on it. It's a grocery list of positive changes. They made some changes to the, I already forgot the name of it because it's not worth remembering. The new exotics rifle, marksman rifle. They changed it so that the talent when you're ADSing and marking targets, they reduced it from 2 seconds to 0.5 seconds, so half a second, which is good, which is what we've all been saying since it was released, that 2 seconds is way too long. Let's see. Rich says DLC Horizon, it's due out shortly. Are you going to purchase it for the lady in the house? Just curious. I presume she has played the first one and second one. There's a DLC coming. Are you referring to the Division, Rich? I'm a little confused. She's never played the Division. She has no interest in playing the Division. It's not really her thing. She's more of Animal Crossing and what is it called? Dreamlight Valley and those kind of games. She will be trying Hogwarts, but she's, I've told her, obviously play it on the easiest settings so the combat isn't that big of an issue, because the combat is it can get very complicated, and I never mastered it, to be honest. Like, I definitely was struggling there towards the end with the more difficult content. I've seen some really impressive skill juggling from some of the players where they had like 2 completely separate loadouts that they were hot swapping in the middle of a fight, just on the fly, and just like long strings of synergistic spells being cast and stuff, like truly impressive stuff. But so I told her, so you don't have to worry about that. Just set it on the easiest mode. I think she's really going to enjoy Hogwarts. I don't think it's going to be that difficult. Plus, since I've already played through it, I can walk her through some of the more difficult stuff. Like some of the puzzles were a little frustrating, but speaking of farming DZ for raid exotics, did you see Off Constantly's post? We may finally be able to get those raid exotics on Xbox. I did not see Off Constantly's post. Oh, Horizon Zero Dawn. Rich, I have not played Horizon at all. I've heard good things about it. It just didn't seem like a game I would enjoy, so I have not bothered to play it. It looks stellar, though, and I mean, everybody speaks very highly of it. Let's see, Dubsta says, my Lady Death, 2 FAMAS, Kingbreaker, 1 Foul, 1 Carbine, 7 Eagle Bearers, 1 M870, all expertise 22. Nice. That is a lot of resources, sir. That's a lot of resources. Okay, yeah, I'll check out his post. Hold on just a second. Let me pull it up on my lappy toppy here. Go to my subscriptions. Maybe. The internet will cooperate. Okay, internet does not want to cooperate on my laptop. That's cool. It's probably because I'm streaming. Let me see if I can get it to work on my phone. And we're looking, and we're looking. Where is off constantly? A, B, C, D. Bear with me, chat. Bear with me here. Community posts. Okay, so I'm just going to read this verbatim. I'm assuming this is the one you're talking about, Christian, the one that was posted like 3 hours ago. So Off constantly says, while I play DZ mostly and PvE secondly, it's come to my attention that some of you aren't getting groups together or need groups on Xbox for raids. Up until the Regulus came out, our clan was in the top 10 on the fastest clears. Then the glitches in the raid came out and we lost a lot of people because they gave up on this game because it was defeating. Every Sunday we would have a 2-man carry. My clan leader wants to start this back up. If all these fixes actually did fix the game for better, we will be doing Iron Horse and DH. Something hours. Dark hours, that's what it is. Any exotic we get, we will drop. Stay tuned for more. That is phenomenal. That's great. I mean, this is how solo players will be able to get their hands on some goodies. That's great. Kudos to Off Constantly. That's great. I don't know if he watches any of my stuff. He's never commented on any of my videos or anything, but hey, Off Constantly, if you're listening to this or watching this at all, mad props to you, brother. I think that's great. Helping the community. Dubsted does PvP too. That's great. Like I said, I do enjoy PvP, just certain kinds of PvP. Very specific kinds of PvP. And I actually will be playing some PvP in Destiny later today. It'll be, casual PvP, which is my preferred kind. I definitely am going to be staying away from the Trials of Osiris, because holy crap, I've seen some footage of that, and nope, not for me. Alright, let's knock out Pathway Park. And let's see, I think this is going to be on hard. Yep. Oh, some more Vietnam flashbacks from doing these missions. Here we go. Getting some mild nausea just running through here.
Agent requesting backup.
I hope that Ubisoft and the massive devs have been quiet this whole time about Division 2 because they've been working on something huge. And they're just going to blow our minds. They're going to be like, guess what, guys? We've got a huge expansion coming later this year. New maps, new stuff to chase. And we'll all just collectively blow our loads. And we'll all be very happy.
Isaac's picking up a signal in the underground. It could be Kajika.
I think it's a pipe dream, but stranger things have happened. So I've got a couple build videos I'm going to be putting out here pretty quick. I've been slacking with the actual content creation part of being a content creator and just kind of focusing on live streams. But I'm going to return to my content creation, partly for my own sanity's sake, because I need something to do within the division. And showcasing builds and stuff like that will keep me occupied.
That crazy son of a bitch is messing with you.
Christian. Yeah. Releasing a big tabletop game. Yeah, that sounds right. Oh no, it's gonna be ETFs or something. That's what it's gonna be. Division ETFs. Do you guys not have tables? Exactly. Another tone deaf corporation. Maybe they'll wise up. And see, my response to these companies, they're just like, oh, well, we don't really want to make a DLC or anything for this game, and you know, my response is, do you guys not like money? Like, I thought that was the whole point, right? Like, you know how many people would donate their right testicle to have a division expansion or something just juicy to sink their teeth into? Plus all the people that the game would bring back, and the new people that it would bring in. Like, I don't know. It's just, I don't understand. I'm sure they have the reasons, even if they're really dumb reasons.
Power online.
I've still got a read on Kajika. Looks like he's moving deeper underground.
Keep after him, Agent.
Rogue shock trap detected. Hostile
You
shock
guys
trap
not have
detected.
tables? That was a good one, Christian. I appreciate that. Got a chuckle out of me. But the big announcement's coming on the 20th, right? If I'm not mistaken. Today's not the 20th, is it? No, today's the 18th. I'm getting turned around. So 2 days, there's going to be some big division-related announcement, I guess. I'm going to assume that it has something to do with Resurgence, and not like Division 2. At least that's what I'm expecting to happen.
He's in the catbird seat down here.
Agent, run a scan of the site and find out where he's heading.
Rich, I agree with you 100%.
Fuck the drainage.
I found you.
You know, that's why I've got other games on rotation. You know, I'm a Division tuber at heart, but, you know, I gotta keep my sanity, retain my sanity, and I enjoy other games, you know, besides Division, so I will be playing other things as well.
According to Isaac, there's a control room nearby. There should be a way to activate the drainage system.
Variety is the spice of life, after all. Oh, right, I want to get the key so I can get the goodies at the end. Not that I'll use them for anything other than opponents, but might as well. Yeah, Christian, it's supposed to be on the 20th. At least that's the rumor going around. They recently released a photo. Ubisoft released a photo with a vehicle that had the license plate 420 on it. And the rumor is that that is a sneaky little way of telling us that there's something big coming on the 20th. Big announcement. What it is, you know, anybody's guess, of course.
Kajika's on the run again.
But if I were to guess, I would say it has something to do with Resurgence. Probably nothing to do with Homeland. I'm definitely more interested in Homeland. I will definitely be playing that when it comes out. I wish they would do a Division 3. I think at this point, because of the code and all these issues, it would be best to just make another title, you know, with a fresh start, fresh code, instead of piling code on top of code, you know what I mean? But I mean, I would take an expansion. Is this guy seriously just gonna hang out back here? I can't even see him. I think at this point, for its own stability and health, that there needs to be a Division 3 of some kind. And I don't for the life of me understand why Ubisoft won't invest in a third title, or just in the Division in general. It seems like they're very reluctant to do that. But it's like one of their top IPs, which just blows my mind. Again, it's just like, do you guys not like money? I thought that was the whole point of business, right? So I don't know who the decision makers are at the top, but they need to pull their heads out of their asses and look around.
Maybe.
Then we keep going.
Haven? They're gonna drive that thing right through here.
Shit. I knew they were planning something big, but I didn't expect this.
And the fact that there's this many players still playing the Division 2 after all these years, and after all the issues, and after all the dry spells, like, you needed a sign that this game has a lot of interest and will have even more interest if you play it right. You know, no pun intended, I guess. This is crazy. I don't understand why they do the things they do. Ha! You can't reach me down here. Okay, who's shooting at me? Which one of you? I'm trying to get this guy up top. I can't aim up that high? What? It literally won't let me aim my blinder Firefly up. I can't hold the stick back. That was weird. Bugger feature.
Find a way to destroy that drill. We can't let the cleaners reach Haven.
Oh, does that apply to women as well? No, I don't think so. I love being married. I love having somebody at home waiting for me when I get off of work and to talk sense into me and take care of me when I'm sick, and somebody to love. I like consistency, and that's one of the major things that marriage has going for it is consistency. It's one person, you know, not a variety of people. I know that marriage isn't for everybody, but it is definitely for me.
Drop the fuel supplies over that drill head. That should do the trick. You're gonna need to deal with those cleaners while the fuel's on the move.
Division 3 with crossplay is a must in the development. Yeah, I agree. It is wishful thinking at this point, which is unfortunate. It's unfortunate that it has to just be wishful thinking. Maybe someday. Maybe someday. Quick, for being a big chonk. Oh, jeez. And I'm out of ammo. That's okay. That's why we have a shotgun. I'll hip fire the shit out of it. You think fire is gonna stop me? doing back here? Hey, you started it.
Are we done here? Almost. Agent, make sure that drill is out of
Let's see. Rich
commission.
said, I think personally it's because they're under contract. On that contract, probably stipulates certain guidelines which they have to stick
The
to.
last thing we need is a bunch
Yeah,
of
it's very
clueless
possible.
salvaging the
You know, all
stuff when
that
you're done.
bureaucracy
We've already
nonsense.
lost too many people. If they breached Haven, there would have been nothing left to save.
Now get back to Kajika. Isaac's detecting movement in the tunnels up ahead.
All the bureaucracy.
Taking out that drill was a start. I don't know about you, but I don't want to be looking over my shoulder every time I take a leak. If Kajika gets away, he's gonna come for us.
No pressure, Agent.
These tunnels just keep on going.
Guess the cleaners have more control over this city than we thought.
I wonder what Dodd's been up to.
Kelso. With that drill out of action, we made a serious dent in their operation.
I hope you're right.
The only thing we need to worry about right now is finding Kajika.
Oop, that's not the right way. You think as many times as I run this map that I could do this in my sleep. I don't get lost or nothing. Here we are. Yo. No. Bad axe swinger guy. See, I already forgot how to get up here. Oh, this mission. Oh, we're good, doing real good on time. Plenty of time.
You made your choice. Now you have to face the consequences.
Oh yeah, I might want to switch to a long-range weapon
Take
for
that
this.
bastard down, Agent.
Incoming hostile communication.
I have too many weapons on my character. There we go.
You could have joined us, but instead you chose to serve the traitors who left us for dead.
Kajika's trying to get a reaction out of you. Don't give him the satisfaction.
Everybody just takes cover and have no means of getting over there. Come on now. Oh. Come on, Kojika. Show me your ugly mug. Where is he going? Just running around?
This is the end for you, Agent.
I could have killed him right there if I wanted to.
Visuals compromised.
Get away from that steam and finish him off.
Water valve detected.
Agent, try to lower the water.
Come on. Drain faster. There we go. Okay, Kajika, calm down. Ah.
Agent in need of backup.
Look at that. Dead right there.
Steam detected. Visuals compromised.
He's trying to trap you. Get away from that steam and finish him off.
My computer's saying that it's having
Down there. Beat him at his own game.
issues connecting to chat. Are you guys just being quiet, or is there actually a problem with chat? I'm not seeing anything on my other screen. Everything seems fine. I'm not sure what's going on. Somebody could just say something in the text like, hi. So I know that the chat is actually still functioning. Saying don't bring a knife to a gunfight. Hey Mark, thank you. Okay, chat's doing fine. OBS seems to think that there's a problem with the chat, but
He
my
must have been holed up in here for a while.
my alternate screen
Find where he
is
was
not
hiding
showing
and
any
search for
issues. So
clues.
I think OBS is just. I think the OBS needs some coffee. We made it right in time. 19 or 30 seconds within target time.
Kajika's targets. He really knew how to cover his tracks.
One left. I guess this is why he was using the cleaners to take down Haven and end his vendetta.
You made a big difference here today, Agent. Well done.
There we go. Another one down. All right, so let's see what's left. We've got the tombs. Another Wony mission. The tombs. Hey, Rich.
Detected. Nearby location. Guarded by hostiles.
Well, okay. I think I can safely switch back to... There we go.
We've tracked the signal from Parnell's drone, and it looks like it's coming from the tomb. Hopefully he'll still be there. At the very least, we'll be able to find some of his equipment.
I'll sit in on this one, in case you need some support. Me? I just want to see what weird shit this kid's been up to.
Rogue striker drone detected. Hostile striker drone detected. Hostile radio intercepted.
Agent, thank God you're here. Listen, I know you won't believe me, but I'm on your side.
I'm gonna have to switch to something long range for the boss fight though, because this SMG ain't gonna cut it.
I fucked up. I think he's on to me. I'll meet you in the cafeteria.
I would say this is probably like my least favorite boss
I can smell this
fight.
bullshit from Haven. Be careful, Agent.
I don't like the mechanics.
Wait, I can explain. No!
Human remains detected. Analyzing.
Damn, Mark, somebody sold it around
Sensitive
8 minutes.
identification.
Ow.
Theo Parnell, rogue agent.
That's insane.
Deceased.
You shouldn't trust that.
This doesn't make any sense.
It's not that hard to fool them. You really should be more careful.
They fell for it! Ah!
It's over, Anakin. I have the high ground. Don't try it. You underestimate my power.
I see you!
Where am I going? Oh, right. Rich, you have to buy yourself a new coffee machine. I mean, that's an essential piece of household equipment right there. Non-optional. I mean, I don't understand people who don't drink coffee, truthfully.
I've been waiting for this.
I am literally a non-functional human without my coffee. Oh, jump down. Perfect. I don't have to come up and get you.
You like a challenge, right? See that button? If you push it, I'll give you a present.
Nope.
Ah, you're no fun.
Correct, I'm no fun.
Rogue striker drone detected. Hostile striker drone detected. Unknown network detected.
I'm getting a ping next door in the infirmary. Parnell must be there.
Projection device detected.
Parnell can create holograms of himself?
One of those fuckers is more than enough.
Read. Yeah, Rich, what machine are you looking at? Just out of curiosity. Inquiring minds want to know. Oh, your cheap Keurig's burning your grounds? That is a possibility. We, the wife and I got a, like a high-end Keurig for Christmas. Oh, right, it's Parnell. I'm on autopilot. And you can adjust the water temperature and stuff. We were really happy with it. It's got a large reservoir on it.
Is insulated from Washington and its political bullshit? We should be working together.
Lots of options. You can have a cold brew on it too if you want, which is a big deal for the wife. She likes her cold brew coffee.
Parnell's signal's getting stronger.
I would highly recommend it, but you know, having had cheap
building.
Keurigs for years, I can say that it's definitely worthwhile to invest in a little bit more expensive one. Sometimes you do get what you pay for, and I think that when it comes to coffee makers, that's true. I think the unit that we got was like 130? Question mark? ish. I mean, we didn't pay for it, but I think that when I saw it on Amazon, it was around that price, at least at the time.
Bypassing security protocols.
All right, Rhodes. Show us what you got.
I'm on it, Kelso. Should have this nut cracked in no time, thanks to Isaac. You really don't deserve this kind of power. You really don't.
Christian, the grounds that you're using make a difference too. I don't know what blend you're using, or if you're grinding your own, or getting the pre-ground stuff. The Starbucks Veranda blend is one of my favorites. They're carried at most grocery stores. But there's also some like smaller named coffee places, or coffee companies, should I say, that make some absolutely outstanding brews, like oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank already.
He's running scared.
Thank you, Brain, you're very helpful. Thomas Hammer Coffee. They've got a website. There's a blend called the Blue Eyes blend. Highly recommend that one. I'm a huge coffee person, so I'm a bit of a snob when it comes to my coffees. So I like my bougie stuff. I don't do the cheap Folgers stuff, or the Walmart brand stuff, even though some of them aren't necessarily bad. You'd be surprised at some of the bargain coffees are actually pretty good. I know here in Texas, like HEB's got a few of them that are pretty tasty. Your grind to water ratio will also make a difference in taste.
I'm still gonna get away, though. You know you're not the good guy, right? You're the one wading through blood while I'm trying to get to the truth.
Now, of course, if you're using like a Keurig, there's not a whole lot you can do for that. But I also have your standard coffee maker for those times that I just want to make really dark, flavorful pot of coffee. I'm actually probably gonna do that today. That sounds so good. The more I'm talking about, the more I'm like salivating over here. That sounds delicious. I make coffee for everybody at work. Up until I started working there, they just were using like they were using their industrial coffee pot with your basic Folgers coffee that comes in like the little, I guess you can call them packets. You just toss the packet into the brewer and that's it. There's no measuring or anything like that. And there's a few employees that just absolutely hate coffee. But I was just like, here, try my coffee. And I brought in a bag of Starbucks and got the perfect ratio of grinds to water, a certain number of filters, and I have made a believer out of a few people. But I guess the point of that story is sometimes it's not, well, sometimes it's the small details that makes all the difference when it comes to coffee.
DZ turrets compromised.
And that actually made Folgers taste pretty good.
We tracked his watch to the park nearby.
Also, pro tip, if you have very bitter coffee, you can sprinkle a little bit of salt in it, and it will help neutralize the bitterness. Blew a few people's minds with that one. That's especially true for, like, cheaper coffees, you know, like Folgers. I'll just keep using Folgers as an example. Their coffee can definitely taste a little bit on the bitter side, so you sprinkle, and I do mean a tiny bit of salt, and it is, you know, something that you have to experiment with, because there isn't, like, you know, X amount of salt per X amount of coffee to get the desired taste. You're just gonna have to fiddle around with it, but usually it's just like a small pinch in a pot of coffee will make a huge difference. Or even a tiny pinch in your cup of coffee, like your own personal cup. Once you've poured it, you can put a little bit of salt in there.
Multiple signatures
I prefer the
hell?
what's it called? Himalayan pink salt, because it has, it's less of a bold salt taste.
Right in your wheelhouse, Agent.
And I think it really adds to the flavor of the coffee.
You got to jump on me.
Should probably switch to the FAMAS. See if I can find it fast enough before they die. There it is. Easy, fella. Easy.
Reloading! You better goddamn.
Couldn't tell if that was up or not.
Oh, who else is gonna make?
Oh, there you are. It's like, where is this guy? Auto aim's pulling me. Or aim assist, not auto aim. Aim assist is pulling.
Rogue.
I don't think I'm gonna make it in time. Where is Parnell? Okay, this is annoying. Get out of my face. Oh, there you are.
Agent requesting backup.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna make this in time.
Let's get this out.
That sucks. That's okay. Like I said, there's a week 2, and we'll be able to get that trophy, no problem. Oh, I think he's over here. Oh, Parnell, where are you? Tired of shooting your lackeys.
They lied to you, Agent. They lied to all of us. Taking a shot.
There we go. Okay, so we went a little bit over, but we got it. 9 out of 10. I'll take it. We will take it. All right, back to base here. It's getting warm in here. I need to ditch this hoodie.
Safe area entered.
All right, guys, that's going to do it for today's Division stream. I'll be back in a little bit with some Destiny. We've got quite a bit to do over on that game, so we'll be streaming for a while. But I'm hoping to get a build video put up today for the Division. It's going to be on the Deflector Shield build. So keep an eye open for that. And yeah, thank you everybody for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.